Sales are up year over year, new listings are down, and prices are lower than they were this time last year. So, how is this all happening at the same time? Because depending on what headline you read, you're either hearing that the market is completely recovering or it's still correcting. The reality is, it's doing a little bit of both. And that's exactly what I'm going to break down in today's March 2026 market update. Welcome to my channel. I'm Arain. I'm a Toronto real estate broker, and I've been doing this for close to 2 decades. And on this channel, I break down what's actually happening in the market so you can make smarter decisions. And if you want help putting together a plan, you can book a discovery call with me through the link in the description below. All right, let's jump right into the numbers. Let's start with the big picture because this is where people get it wrong all the time. They see one stat, form an opinion, and completely miss what's actually happening underneath. In March, the GTA recorded 5,039 home sales, which is up about 1.7% compared to this time last year. And at first glance, this sounds like things are actually picking up. But when you look at the next number, new listings dropped 16.7%. So naturally, you might think supply is tightening and prices are going to rise. Not quite, because active listings is still sitting above 21,000 and the average price is still down 6.7% year over year, coming in at just over $1 million. And this is where people get it wrong all the time. They focus on one number and not the entire picture. When you put this all together, this is not a typical market. What you're seeing is a market that's starting to tighten slightly, but still very much in broader rebalancing phase. Buyers are active, but they still have negotiating power. And sellers, well, they're actually participating as well, and they're absolutely adjusting their expectations. Well, they're actually taking 30% longer to sell than they were a year ago. That alone changes how this entire market behaves. This isn't a boom, this isn't a crash, it's just a complete reset. And to understand that is honestly the most important thing to do right now. Now, when you break this down by home type, the story becomes even more interesting because not every segment is behaving the same way. Detached homes are holding up relatively well with over 2,200 sales and the average price just over 1.34 million. Especially out in the 905 regions, buyers are still prioritizing space and long-term value, and that demand remains relatively stable. Semi-detached homes are sitting just over the $1 million mark, but demand has softened slightly in this segment. Townhomes are actually one of the strongest segments right now, sitting in around $800,000 range. They hit the sweet spot, more space than a condo, but still more affordable than a detached home. And that's exactly where a lot of buyers are landing. Now, here's the part nobody's really talking about. If there's one segment feeling this market the most, it's condos. With over 1,400 sales, the average price is sitting at around $620,000. This segment is seeing softer demand, higher inventory, and continued downward pressure on pricing. And this is a key insight I want you to take away. This is not one market, it's actually two markets at the same time. Freehold properties are relatively steady, while condos are going through much noticeable correction. And if you're navigating one versus the other, your strategy has to reflect that difference. Now, let's talk about where all the inventory is actually sitting, because this is one of the most important parts of the entire update. Inventory isn't just elevated, it's concentrated. Over 38% of all active listings in the GTA are located in the city of Toronto alone. York Region and Peel Region are sitting at around 19%, Halton is at about 10%, and Durham is about 8.5%. And this shift is happening right now. So if you're buying or selling in the Toronto core, you're dealing with a completely different level of competition compared to the surrounding regions. Buyers have way more options, which puts pressure on pricing and time on market. Meanwhile, in areas where inventory is tighter, properties can actually move relatively well if priced properly. This is no longer a uniform market. Where you are matters more than ever. Now, here's another major shift, and this is where things get really interesting. Buyers have leverage again. Sale to list price ratios are sitting well below 100% across most regions, with Toronto around 98%, York Region 97%, and Peel closer to 96%. So what does this mean? Well, it means that buyers are negotiating and actually getting deals done well below asking price. Multiple offer situations, well, they're far less common today than they were many years ago. And days on market are sitting in and around mid-30s to even 40s, depending on the area. This is no longer a listed and it sells market. This is a strategy-driven market where pricing, presentation, and even timing matters more than ever. But here's the part that surprises a lot of people. Not everything is slow. There's still pockets of the city that are performing really well. Neighborhoods like Riverdale, Leslieville, the Beaches, Bloor West Village, and Rossville are still seeing strong demand. In some cases, well-priced homes in these areas are still achieving around 100 to even 102% of the ask price. So what does this even tell you? This market is rewarding quality, strong location, great presentation and accurate pricing still wins even in this market. Now, let's zoom in on the downtown condo market because this is where a lot of the pressure is concentrated. Areas like CO1 and CO8 are carrying higher levels of inventory compared to the other parts of the city. Months of inventory in these areas is sitting in around 3 months, which is a major shift from the tight sellers market conditions we saw a few years ago. This is now a balanced market and in some cases leaning even towards a buyer's market. Buyers have more choice, more time, and more negotiating power. And for sellers, well, that means pricing strategy isn't optional, but it's mandatory. So where does this update all leave us? Toronto isn't crashing and it's not booming either. It's completely resetting. And in a market like this, the people who are winning are the ones who understand what's actually happening in the market, not the ones waiting for headlines to tell them. Inventory is elevated, buyers have leverage, and prices are adjusting gradually, not dramatically. Well, what happens next will really depend on confidence, interest rates, and how quickly the inventory gets absorbed as we move further into 2026. So if you're trying to figure out what this exactly means for you, whether you're buying, selling, or planning your next move, this is exactly where having strategy makes all the difference. And if you're looking to put a plan together, make sure you comment below. I'm more than happy to help out anywhere I can. I'm Shamir Arain, and we'll see you at the next one.